I already beat you. And at SummerSlam, I'll do it again. No, we won't, but it's a good story, isn't it? I'm John Renton with my review WWE Smackdown from New Orleans, Louisiana, and just over a week away from WWE SummerSlam in Detroit, Michigan at Ford Field, we get this show. One quick note, in regards to next week's show, I have to do a close open, meaning I'm going to close Friday night, open Saturday morning, and I'm going to be really, really tired, so letting you know right now, I may not end up reviewing Smackdown because that's going to be a quick 8 to 9 hour turnaround. I need sleep, and based on the lone match that they announced for next week's Smackdown, it's really just going to be a filler episode. Filler, and I still barely know her. Speaking of filler, quite a bit of this show was filler. They bookended it with Bloodline stuff, and they tried to build up a few things for SummerSlam, and I still question some of their decisions. Jay is already in the ring. Roman, Heyman, and Solo show up. Heyman doesn't have the other two titles. Probably smart. One, those titles are heavy. Two, you brought out the new championship. Why not just go with that? The usual stuff. You know, you broke the family down, and Roman, you can't beat me, Jay. Oh, I did it before, and I'll do it again. And it wasn't bad. Just the thing is it's the usual theatrical, one-act play stuff that is good enough, but they need to do something at SummerSlam. And here's what I think they're going to do, even though I'll probably flesh this out a little bit in my SummerSlam predictions after Raw is off the air. I think they're going to have Jimmy accidentally cost Jay the match, and then we're going to get an I Wish You Died in the Womb storyline. Watch it happen, because it was so great the first time when the Bellas did it, except it wasn't. So anyway, recaps of Rey and Santos, all that stuff that led to this match. Rey entrance, we go to break. Mania 40 ad in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You know who's going to be excited to be back in Philadelphia? Zoe Stark, because she was there when the original signing of the Declaration of Independence took place. Backstage with Jey Uso and Waller. And we've got a match later because Waller pissed him off and Jey punched him. Santos versus Rey. 25 minutes into the show, the bell rings. They go 2 minutes to the break. And Theory is in the skybox with all his friends, according to Michael Cole. There was nobody else in the skybox. I don't think that Cole was fed that line. I don't think there are a lot of people in that company that like Theory. This was fine. Rey tried to do that, sliding splash to the outside. It wouldn't have hit Santos anyway, even if Santos hadn't moved. And then Santos did a tope, so I'm going to call it. And Rey's head, bounce, boom, did like that. Can't describe it very well. It bounced bad. And then he was being checked on by the doctors after the break, and he got his bell rung or something. I hope Jay's all right. Santos wins by default. I really do hope Rey's going to be okay, because that did look kind of brutal. So Santos versus Theory in 2 weeks. Not SummerSlam. Yes, SummerSlam might take a bit, but you can cut a couple matches down by a few minutes and that, whatever. I'm just surprised you wouldn't want to give the U.S. title some kind of build. Yes, you want to put matches on TV to draw people to TV, but there's one of your big events, and nevertheless, Kayla is with Bianca. God, Kayla looked great. Bianca was, fired up. Sonya and Chelsea interrupted, and then Charlotte said, hey, Bianca, why don't we team up and have a tag match? But can they get along? Hip rower here. Well, LA Knight comes out and gets a pop and then says, he knew about Will Smith, but I didn't know Uncle Phil was in the rap game. They hate Top Dollar. Flop Dollar, whatever. I don't blame them because he's rotten. He's rotten as a rapper. He's rotten as a wrestler. LA Knight versus Ashante D. Adonis didn't last very long. Dollar tried to do some stuff, failed miserably, and Adonis lost. So there we are. Pierce with Jay. We're going to have that Waller match later on. Charlotte entrance, and we go to break. Lashley's with the Profits. He wants them to dress like champions, dress better, and he's looking right at Angelo Dawkins. And I want to know who the woman was that was by the clothing rack. She looked familiar. I think she was on some episodes of AEW programming as enhancement talent. But anyway, Bianca and Charlotte face Sonya and Chelsea. Can they get along? Yeah. Charlotte blind tags and gets the victory. There wasn't much to this match. It wasn't bad, but it does further cement the tag team champions, no matter the women's or the men's division, don't fucking matter. They're going to lose in non-title matches. Asuka then confronts Io and Bayley. Bayley's all scared of Shotzi, who's leaving weird notes. And I do hope that Shotzi's sister beats cancer, because it's a horrible disease. And at least they're trying to incorporate this into a storyline. Asuka being very catty with Io. I would like, never mind. Let's just say a blue is the warmest color recreation would be good, and let's just move on from that. Hopefully nobody gets that reference. A Battle Royal at SummerSlam, sponsored by Slim Jim. Snap into it. I'm going to snap into checking out something else, because I'm sick of Battle Royals across every company. LA Knight and Sheamus are going to have a match next week to gain momentum heading into the Battle Royal. Doesn't make sense. So, the heart of the OC, Carl Anderson, is here. That explains why that group sucks. Karrion Kross and Scarlett are still here. Anderson wants to go it alone, and that proves to be his downfall as Kross beats him in a couple minutes. This feud with Kross and AJ is still going for unclear reasons. The OC run out to run him off. Reigns, Solo, and Heyman are backstage. Next week, Sheamus versus LA Knight. Theory versus Escobar in 2 weeks. And then Jey Uso and Grayson Waller had a match that really boiled down to Roman's music hitting just before the next commercial break. He's sitting at ringside, along with Heyman and Solo standing by him. Match is okay for what it was. A spear by Jey and a splash. 1, 2, 3. Solo then tries to attack, gets kicked. Roman runs in. Boom. Hits a spear. Jey does on Roman. But then he tries to go for a splash. Solo recovers enough, shoves Jey off, and then ends up helping Roman hit a spear and a spike spear. And Jey's not winning. If Jey wins at SummerSlam, I will be absolutely amazed. I'm not going to make a bet on that because they've surprised people, but I think he got his one victory over Roman at Money in the Bank, and that's it. If he ends the title reign, it is what it is, but I would think that after they built up all this stuff with Roman, they'll want to have him break Cena's, total days as champion, which I think is around 1,254, and Roman would be able to do that and then some. He'd be close to 1,300 days by the time WrestleMania comes along, when they want to try and anoint Cody Rhodes, because that's going to be good. But I think that's what they're going to... If they give it to Jey, I won't complain, but then what do you do? I think we're going to get I wish you died in the womb thing, like I said. So yeah, that's it for SmackDown. If you don't see a review of SmackDown next week, that is because I'm tired and I really didn't want to review it. Nevertheless, I will be reviewing SummerSlam. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm Charles Rickland. I'll see you soon.